Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, y'all forgive me at your service. Some of the stuff y'all be asking me, but I say, hey, I'm gonna be obedient. This is what you want to know about. Now, somebody who we got in the community asked about KeKe Palmer and Sean Evans. I had not heard of it, so that was something that was brought to my attention, and thank you for doing so because that allowed me to look into this, which is not a couple, but as I was reading, they were doing something. I don't know if this is a show or whatever they do together. Oh, Hot Ones. Sean Evans addressed their viral chemistry, and so that's a very interesting thing. But we gonna let me pull up a picture of them and see here on maybe I could just do. Let me see if that'll work. See how that worked right there. So here we go. Hey, well, look at me. Well, tech savvy. What? Not tech savvy. Well, put up a picture. Hey, come on, I messing with the wrong one. So here's one of their pictures. I'm assuming they have many pictures on here. Now, for those of you who are new to the looks compatibility, this is, I mean, looks compatibility, that's a term out there. But the way I describe it is coming from my experience as a relationship coach and matchmaker for the last 20 years. I have not read a book on this. This is not coming from a teaching from anybody else. So I'm describing it based on what I have found from matching couples and then also dealing with people every day about their looks compatibility and who they attract and who they want to attract, so on and so forth. So understand that this is the research book coming to life and talking to you. And before we get too deep in that, make sure that you click the link in the description and get on the wait list if you are single, because I have created the most intentional dating app in the world. And when you go to the site, read all about it so you could see just how different we are. And other people use, other sites probably use some similar terminology, but they're not really coded to work like that. So we the real deal, and we're doing a lot of vetting and testing and everything. And we're going to be launching soon in the Apple Store first, and then we'll launch in the Google Store next. But this is what I want y'all to understand. First, let me help you understand this right here. With KeKe, the way she looked right here, the term I'm going to use for her is ambiguous. And what I mean by that is where she at right here in this zone, like how she look, how she dressed, how she do her makeup right now, and how she is carrying herself. She in a place where she can be attractive to just about any race of a man. Because if you notice, nothing is too one category. Like, for example, she have full lips, which is what one black person that I had to check the other day talking about I got big lips. I'm like, no, I have normal lips. I have full lips. Just because you might not love yourself, don't call my lip big. My lips regular. Just because you might got smaller lips don't mean I got big lips. So you could say full lips now, because there are certain things that people will consider big lips. So I'm like, if my lip big, then what you call, what's the name for, these other type of lips? Talking about giganteous. I'm like, no, You got small, medium, big, large, or whatever. Small, medium, large, extra large, double extra large. So if you see, she have full lips, which is traditionally known as an African feature. But y'all got to remember, Africa is the birthplace of the human race. So it's all different looks of Africa, not just one look. And then she is slim fit. And she could be what they consider, depending on what she put on. Some people, she might have a little slim thick. I don't know. I have not seen her in that type of picture. But, and then also when you look at her features. So if you notice in all of this is what you got to understand about looks compatibility. I ain't make it up. All of this comes from the media, the movies, the marketing, and they determine the different looks. So if you notice, she, look at her cheekbones, look at her nose, look at her eyes, look at her eyebrows, look at her forehead, look at her ear, look at her neck. So look at her arm, look at her forearm, look at her stomach, look at her breast. So look at her hair. When you look at all of those things, what you see is what you would call, based on the media's projection and what they show us, you would call it normal. Nothing that we see on her is what would be abnormal. So let's say this eye, you see the inside of this eye. Let's say the inside of that eye started right here. If the inside of that eye started right here, now, and then the outside of that eye came out to here, now that would be abnormal. Look at this forehead. If you take and you brought them eyebrows, or you brought this hair up 1 more inch, now that would be what we call a 5 head. And that may be a derogatory term, but so we'll change that and just say it will be a larger forehead. And it's other celebrities that we have seen who have been noted for a larger forehead. So, but again, when something is not deemed as normal, then it is seen as abnormal. And abnormal does not mean unattractive. What it means is it takes the person a little bit longer to adapt to it, to adjust to it. Because if you're used to seeing this, then you see this. I'm talking about a forehead now. Get your head out the gutter. But same thing. Anything you looking at, if it's this, and then whoop, then it's like, oh, that's a little different. Okay, all right, what we got going on? Doesn't mean it's unattractive. It just takes time to get to know it. So KeKe Palmer, and rightfully so. Listen, she is the prototype. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, Hollywood chose her. It's a reason Hollywood chose her. And because they say we can promote you. Now, there's women who are the opposite of her that Hollywood chose. But when you look at a through line, you're going to see a certain range of looks that you see a multiple of them. And then when you look outside of that range of looks, you're going to find representation outside of it, but it's not going to be as much. And so when you understand the looks compatibility, you got to get out your feelings. You can't feel like it's an attack on you or it's an attack against you. Now, it may be, but my explanation isn't. Sometimes people get caught up. Oh, Tony, you a colorist. I'm not a colorist. I'm explaining to you colorism. But I didn't make it up. I'm just articulating it. And it's not a lot of us who can articulate it. So you hearing things put in a way, especially from a black man, that you've never heard it laid out like that. And that truth can hurt because you've never been told the truth like that. So when I look at KeKe Palmer, she is another variation of, the movies like, I don't know if it, all the different names, Best Man, This Christmas, all of that right there, all the black movies. I believe they got a lady named, I believe it's Melinda Williams or Regina King, and I could be saying the name wrong, y'all, but you know what I'm talking about. Even Nia Long. Nia Long is another version of KeKe Palmer. Like, what I'm not saying they look just alike, but what I mean is they're in the same wheelhouse. So even Octavia Spencer, she just is more full figured. But the structure of her face, if you took and put her in KeKe Palmer body at KeKe Palmer age, they wouldn't look that much different. Then you will have a more unique look, like a different look, like an Angela Bassett. She has strong features, like her features are more prominent. And then Viola Davis, she has a darker complexion and she has features that are more prominent. So Viola Davis may look different than KeKe Palmer, and they may be utilized in a movie differently. And the utilization is based on the stereotypes. So KeKe Palmer could be the cute, fun little girl, like the cool, outgoing college student, the young mom. Like, they could utilize her different. When you use Viola Davis, you may never see Viola Davis in a comedy role. You may never see her as the outgoing, sleeping around party girl. When you use Viola Davis, and this is actually a compliment that a lot of people who have a darker complexion don't give themselves that compliment, because you've been made to feel less than. But Viola Davis is the strong woman. She's the strong mom. She's the attorney. She's the police detective. She's the, what you would call the professor, the lawyer. I already said attorney. But they always put her in like a role of strength. Let me tell you why. Dark skin is seen as strong. Now, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know if you could see this black above me right here. This is black. This is the literal color of black. Like what's on my head is black. Our skin color, my skin color, her skin color is brown. But there are people who are shades, black people who are shades, and some Indian people too. I think some Indian that are darker than me and KeKe Palmer. What a lot of people, and yes, the darker you are, the more discriminated against you are, the more mistreated you may be. But why do you think that is? It's because you are feared. It's because you are envied. Nobody will be mean to somebody unless they intimidated by them. Like, nobody will pick on you and bully you and try to enslave you unless they fear you and they envy you. So all of this context have to go into looks compatibility. You can't just shallow it up to where, oh, they look good together. what a lot of people is calling chemistry is they are actors. They able to act. I don't know who Sean Evans is. I don't know if he's an actor. But the thing about with white people too, and that's the difference, is KeKe Palmer is a top 1% in her race when it comes to personality, articulation, expression, all of that right there. It's a lot going on in her that make her who she is. Because if I'm not mistaken, I thought at one time she was dating women, or said she was bisexual, or said she was something else, like some type of fluid. And then when you look at this guy here, one thing about most white people is they are either well exposed, like well traveled or well read, or just like cultured. Like even in the trailer park, the white people are very articulate. Like they'll hold a conversation with you. It just, and that's one thing. But outside of that, majority of white people are gonna be in the middle class, and they're gonna take vacations. I never forget, I was at the private airport where you get on, private jets, and it was me and my family, and I went into the bathroom, and there was this little white kid. He was probably he looked like between 10 and 13. He at the thing washing his hands, and he looks over, and he look over at me when I walk in. I'm a black man, big bad wolf, robber, criminal, thief, stealer, all the stereotypes that he could have maybe heard from some people. He looked back over and he say, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Great, great, great. Ready for my flight." When I tell you, I drunk the toilet water out of it. I was so shocked. Like, never in a million years have I seen a black boy do that. Never. And that's where we need to get our black boys. That's why I try to get on my sons. After I seen that, I went out there and I taught a lesson to my sons about looking somebody in their eye, raising your voice, projecting your voice, speaking, being confident. So I started making my oldest son, I started making him shake hand, look in the eye, shake hand. "Hey, how you doing?" My youngest son too. "Hey, how you doing?" "I'm doing good." Them boys can learn how to converse, because that little white boy changed my life. So what a lot of people is calling chemistry is actually upbringing. It's actually the ability. I ain't even got to look at how they interact to know. It's the ability to relate. It's the ability to conversate. That's really what it is. I'm gonna tell you that now. It's just they know how to conversate. And let me look at a little bit of a video here. And I'm gonna cut the sound off a little bit. So okay, so I'm watching Sean talk. And see, the other thing, what people don't realize, what you got to understand. So yes, a couple like this, these couples exist. With a black woman like KeKe and a white man like Sean, these couples exist. But the reason why they exist is because they break the norm. They break the mold. And so what I mean by that is, let me do a screen share. No, I ain't even do no screen share because darn pop balloon start copyright striking me. So y'all be like, Tony, where the blah blah that they be copyright striking? They done sold a company. They did a business deal with a company, and that company now copyright strike every channel that do reviews of their stuff. So it make it hard to do. So I can only do it for the Blessed Tribe. We ain't got that many people in the Blessed Tribe. So y'all get in the Blessed Tribe now. Y'all go on, click join up under the button. Get in the Blessed Tribe. Let me know. Send me a comment when you're in there. And I'm going to bring the reviews back for the Blessed Tribe. Can't do it publicly. I've been got my channel taken down. Get too many copyright strikes. So, and they probably wouldn't do that, take it down. But still, just I got to err on the side of caution. And so what the thing is that you got to realize about Sean now, Sean is outside of the prototype of a white man. So let me see what Google gonna tell me. Let's see here. How tall is Sean Evans, Hot Ones? Sean Evans, the host of Hot Ones, is 5 feet 8 inches tall. Now, listen, he could be 5'6", because the rule for this Google height stuff is Google typically when you do Google, you're gonna do 2 inches taller. His birthday, if it's the same Sean Evans, his birthday the same day as my son. My son 5'6". He's 19 years old. And he born April 26th. Now look, Sean is the age. Let me do a screenshot. Sean is the age of my wife. Sean born in 86. Now, I don't look young now, but I thought Sean was older than me. I'm 42. I was giving Sean 44 to 46. He 2 years younger than me. But look at our head of hair. You see what I'm saying? Look at our head of hair. So Sean done lost his hair already, which I ain't knocking him. Ain't nothing wrong with it. If me personally, I'm not ready for it. I don't have the strength to go bald. Like, I'm going to Turkey. I'm gonna tell you that now. I'm going to Turkey. I might be going to Turkey this summer. Come July. Well, I got the Boy Summer program. Link in the description, y'all. We need your help. We sure need your help. But we got 2 trips in Boy Summer program from Tampa and Orlando, Florida. We got to fly to Nashville, Tennessee, and we got to Chicago, Illinois. So we sure need y'all. So let me bring the picture back up. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. So when you got to realize too. So Sean 5'8". That means who knows when he got his height? If it was after 18, if it was what? So Sean could have grew up on the smaller side. When you grow up on the smaller side, your race a lot of times is not really checking for you. They're not really looking for you like that. And so Sean, on the video I just watched, Sean say he's watching Living Single. He referencing Living Single, and he say his childhood crush was Left Eye from TLC. Now she in the range of KeKe Palmer. Not the same, of course, as black people. We could differentiate because we so used to our features. We so, ooh, they don't look nothing alike. But you got to remember the stereotype. all black people look alike. So if you anywhere near close, you look alike. White people, I'm Kanye West. I'm Kevin Hart. I'm Dwayne Wade. Like, I done got all of that. Sometimes just because of my look, people will assume I'm somebody famous just because of having proportionate features and being dressed nice. They be like, you're somebody. I've seen you. This is what the white people be saying. Are you an actor or an athlete? I'm like, no, not an actor, not an athlete. Wish I was. Wish I had some of that money. What? I've seen you. You look like a celebrity. And that's the thing that you have to understand. So if that was his crush coming up, KeKe close enough. But here's the thing. He know how to relate. She know how to relate. But with KeKe, think about this now. So with Sean, the white woman first choice is gonna be a full hairline and 6 foot tall. So you take Sean, you give him a full hairline, and you give him 4 more inches of height, and have him in his same position, money and all. He probably could have any white woman walking the face of this earth. You take him and put him at 5'8", and the white women will save him for when they have been with the baseball players, the hockey players, the football players, the basketball players, and after they've been used and dogged out, cheated on, then they'll come bite Sean. And for security and safety. And that happens in every race. Unfortunately, it happens in every race. So what happens is these men end up looking outside of their race and finding attraction in other races. The same thing with KeKe. She could pretend to be ghetto if she wanted to because she knows how to act. KeKe the furthest thing from ghetto. So her teeth is perfect. Her teeth are perfect. She wear makeup, so you don't know if her skin is perfect, but it looked like it. Like you really don't oftentimes, like here, I can't see no texture under the makeup, which gives the illusion that her skin is clear. Like a lot of black people come from lower middle class or lower class, so braces is not a thing for a lot of black people because it costs $5,000. So a black man, if he don't already have straight teeth and his family can't afford braces, he already gonna feel off kilter when he talking to KeKe because her smile is perfect. So he gonna feel inadequate. Like I didn't get braces till 32 years old. Needed them probably since high school. Didn't get them till 32. Now, on the other hand, look at Sean teeth. So Sean, confidence with his smile, look, he's showing all 16 teeth up here. And they could be veneers or just had braces and retainer to perfection. They look like veneers to me though. But again, that raised that confident level. The other thing is when you interracial, what you have to realize is you have an aura and you have a certain lure about you. You have a certain mystery about you. So the white in the media has been positioned as the know-all, the be-all, the end-all, the savior, the power. That's how white is positioned in the movies and the media. So that savior complex becomes a little intriguing. And we ain't talking about them specifically. I'm just talking about when you see these type of relationships. The white man represents rest. He represents elevation. He represents access. He represents opportunity. The black man represents oppression, trauma, stress, drama, a headache. Until we break that mold, we break that stereotype. Like our trauma and the stuff we have seen, it affected us and it shows up. So like you go to a party and you will see a white man let his woman booty dance on another man. If a black man woman booty dance on another man, you already know. Black women who have dated a black man, raise your hand if you booty dance. Like white men exude another level of confidence and just free for all freedom. Deep down, they jealous. They jealous and insecure, just like every other man. But they have learned the emotional intelligence not to show it. So a lot of black women get with a white man and receive a rope of freedom like they've never had before, can freely express their mind, can say what they want to say, do what they want to do, be what they want to be. I interviewed a white guy, never released the interview because boy, y'all would have been in an uproar. And you know what he told me about white men who date black women? He said, the only time a white man dates a black woman is when he wants to be dominated. I say, what in the world? In the dominatrix is this? Where in the world you get this from, man? He said, yeah, that's the truth. He said, they won't tell you that. And I said, well, how does that work? He said, well, we know, like we went to school with LaQuisha and Shaquanita, and she will curse your A out. She can fight. You do not want to be with LaQuisha Nita unless you're ready to fight. You're ready to get cursed out. This is what he said to me. I say, well, you're quite right. Now, see, I'm not that type of man. So, like, my wife has never raised her voice at me. She's never cursed at me. I'm not the type of man. Like, if me and her ever get into it, she gets distance. She get away. Like, she be quiet and she'll walk away. Like, she do not. If we get into it and I come in the room, she leaving the room. Like she's not confrontational. She don't try me at all. Like she don't try to bow up and be masculine or anything like that. So I've never had that problem, but I'm also not that type of man. Like that's something that is not something I'm gonna put up with. And so that's what the stereotype is. And guess what? Some black women know that, they appreciate that, they enjoy that. I was talking to a client the other day and I'm trying to give her advice. I'm trying to tell her something and she kept throwing it back in my face. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that will work. If I was a white life coach, I'd probably be like, well, okay, well, all right. Well, hey, I'm just trying to help. I had to get her together. I say, listen, you paying me. I done been doing this 20 years. What you on the phone with me for if you don't want to listen? I ain't got the time. I said, I'm finna have to raise my prices because I don't argue with Cherie Gaskins. I'm not finna get on the phone with somebody who paying me and I got to go back and forth. Oh, well, I just want to share my opinion. Share your opinion with your friends now. That's for you and your friends. When you come in and you spending money to learn, then learn. If you don't agree with it, then you take that and you chew the meat, you spit out the bone. But we wasting time going back and forth. But some people like that toxic energy exchange. For some people, that make them feel seen. That make them feel engaged. That's what they eat. That's how they do. And I talk to clients sometimes and they'll say that. They'll be like, well, I don't like confrontation. I don't like to argue. I shut down, I get away. My partner like to argue. My partner like to debate. My partner love a good debate, love a good argument. I don't like that because where I come from, that kind of arguing and debate and escalate. And then where they come from, they could sit and argue and debate all day long. And that's how it may be in difference in the makeup. So what you got to understand, your history and your biography equals the makeup of who you are. So therefore, you can be commercial break. Hey, get on dates and now. You single, you still here. You ain't joining the wait list. Pause the video now. Get on the wait list now. Ain't gonna hurt you nothing. Get on that wait list. Most intentional day nap in the world. And so think about this now. You can be looks compatible, but you got to look at your history and your biography. You got to look at your upbringing. So like, let's say a couple like this got together. What would happen is they would have very deep and intense conversations. The Black woman will have a floor, a free floor, an open floor to express herself completely without being bullied, abused, or shut down. The white man will go back and forth, and he might want to argue and debate, but he won't intentionally try to hurt her or abuse her. So when there's a difference like this, you get stabbed in your back instead of being stabbed in your chest. And that's metaphorically speaking. And so, but it could be literal too. But so what I mean by that is when somebody doesn't have familiarity with somebody, then they move differently and they do differently because they're not familiar. So they have to get their revenge, get their get back in secret and in silence. Whereas when you fully know somebody and you understand them, you feel comfortable enough to bow up in their face because you feel like you know them and you understand them. So I got a meeting here in 5 minutes, y'all. So that's what you got to understand about this is this type of looks compatibility. It's not ideal and it's not intended, but it doesn't mean that it can't work. It can work. It's just not intended to work. So that's what my cousin said. Relationship is 51-49. So what it takes is it takes one person being the bigger person. And that's really any and every relationship, but even more so when you got a situation like this where you have those differences. Now, yes, could they date? Yes. Could they have? Yes, they sure could have them a good time. And but is the makeup of who Sean, the type of man like a Sean is, can that makeup of a man really handle the makeup of a woman like KeKe? Yes and no. What I mean by that is he may end up being ran over if she's not healthy, healed, and whole. And as humans, sometimes we need to be checked. Sometimes we need to be held accountable. Sometimes we need our feet held to the fire. And if somebody is unsure about the makeup of who you are, they will be more trepidatious and operating from a spirit of timidity so that they don't speak up and hold a ground and tell you what you need to hear and say to you what need to be said. So that familiarity can breed contempt, but that familiarity can also breed accountability. And so that's why you will see like what y'all be talking about. I can't remember what y'all talking about. If y'all talking about cat and mouse or lion and sheep or cat and dog. Some y'all be talking about where, you know, one person is this, the other person that from somebody's book y'all be talking about or something. But that's where you run into that right there at. Whereas like when you of the same background, the same race, so if you ever see like a white woman and you see how they talk to their husband, like they so familiar with them, they be getting it butt together. But then he's so familiar with them, he go right back at them, and then they fight like cats and dogs. Whereas KeKe could get loud and get crunk with Sean, and then Sean is more likely because of the lack of familiarity. Sean is more likely to be like, you know what, KeKe, you got it, you got it. It is your world. Have your way. I am exiting stage left. I'm sure you know that term. See ya. I will see you in bed tonight. I need some me time. Whereas a black man, hey, who the sunset you talking to? Hey, you better watch your boy. You done hit your head somewhere. What's wrong with you? And then she familiar with him. I'm talking to you. What you gonna do about it? What? What I'm gonna do about it? You want to see what I'm gonna do about it? And so familiarity breeds contempt when you're not healthy, whole, and healed. Familiarity breeds accountability when you healthy, whole, and healed. So that's where people get looks compatibility confused, because it's not just it, we wrap it up in the looks, but it also is based on your history and your biography is the makeup of a man. History and biography is the makeup of a woman. And so it's a lot of factors that like upbringing and culture and things like that that play into who you are as a person, which also determines who you're attracted to, who's attracted to you, who you're compatible with, and who you repel. So, hey, Tony Gaskins here. God bless you. Keep your head up. Appreciate you for checking in with me and get this here uploaded. And if it's any other looks and couples out there that y'all see that y'all want me to do a looks compatibility thing on like this right here, just put it in the comments and I'll do it. And again, ain't gonna be 1,000% right. I'm just giving y'all based on 20 years of in the trench experience. And we'll continue to do this so you start to realize and understand who you may be most compatible with. So, hey, keep your head up, keep going. Let me see real quick. And if not, then we gonna extend it. Well, yeah, look like we still on. So gonna make that right there happen. So, hey, all the important links in the description. Got the boys summer program, which we trying to raise. We on flat zero. We trying to raise for July. So need you. I'm praying the Lord I ain't got to do it all by myself. So if you don't have no children and you gainfully employed and you want to help me raise these children, I sure need your help. Also, we have the we also have Destiny, DestinyApp.com. Get on the wait list. Please share the site with all your single friends. If you have, we're doing us a little contest. You have 5 or 6 friends. Whoever sent in the most emails of friends you had, get on. Gonna win over the next 2 weeks. Gonna win $100 gift card. So have all your single friends sign up, and then it should get a little thing that say on there. I don't think you get a confirmation email, but you sign up, it should say thank you. You on. Tell them to screenshot that, send it to you, compile all of them, send it in one email to support@tonygasson.com. And don't go out there making up emails either. But building that on up. And what else we got in there? My one-on-one sessions, I open up a few days, but it's at almost my full price. So my discounted sessions have closed. Unfortunately, it's just way too many. So now you can book on mymentor.life. I had a young man book yesterday, and I ain't had a calendar set up right, so I was able to move him up to this Wednesday because he said I ain't had nothing until I think August or something. So I was trying to take the summers off because we be traveling in the summer, but we're gonna do some traveling, but not as much this summer. So hey, God bless you. Keep your head up, and we'll talk soon.